Good evening. Like I have 2 feet, 2 foot and 2 hands, I had 2 minds to come up here and do this. But I'm thankful that I have 1 heart. I'm 4th of 6 children my mother had. Wow, I didn't expect this. At the time of my birth, I heard my father was abusive. I never saw him do it to her. I just knew that he was. I've heard it from my older siblings, and I was, well, at the time she left, I was the last one. I was the 4th. She had 2 other after me. In those days, I'm a child of the 70s. In those days, you would say, when you can't afford it, you have, you know, family members who can really like take care of your children for you. And I was actually given away to an aunt. Thank you. For a better life. My father wasn't rich, but he was very creative. And I was never hungry whenever I was with him. But at my aunt, I had the big elaborative house, and you know, we go to church, very Christian family. Everything was about church every Sunday. You know, about God and Jesus. And everything was holy. But she often traveled, and at nights I slept with her husband. I don't know why he never had a room or with her, but he always slept in the back room. I don't know if that was, I didn't know. I was 4 years old, I can remember. This is where I can remember from. But at nights, I remember him being that person that I thought was like a father to me, a grandfather, an uncle, somebody who I thought loved me like, well, at that time I really don't know what love is, I guess, but that was what I knew love was. And I was sexually abused every night. I didn't know that that was I was being sexually abused, because I remember him putting me on his chest and would shake me like this every night to sleep. And this is from forward, I remember this is how I used to sleep, probably from baby. So he must have been doing this forever. So I don't want to get into too many details, but my mom would visit on weekends. And I remember one Saturday she was there and talking to my cousin, who I'm named after. And they were, you know, and I'm eavesdropping, and I heard her saying, you know, my other aunt who traveled to the US, she had a vision that he's doing this to me, my uncle. And my mom was laughing at the situation. And my aunt was like in shock, or I would say, matter of fact, now that I look at her, she was more scared. And at that time I was around 8 years old. And I came down off the wall and was like, what's molest? And, you know, this is what's happening to me. And then every night after that, she would not leave the door locked when he closed the door. She would always walk around and push it open and just peep. So today, I would say she tried to protect me. I left their home when I was 13, and I was raped when I was 14, after a school party by a friend's uncle. My father died when I was 16. And when he died, the abuse continued. I searched for, I don't know, I didn't know what love was. I thought love was the way men treated you. Being abused, called a B word, the slut, you can't do better. My child father, he left me because, the child wasn't his. I brought my son up on my own. He's 20, October coming. I'm grateful because he made me knew what real love was. Because when I look at him, and I had him, and I said, this kind of pain that I felt, I would never want for my child. And I understood then what love was. And I came out because I had people who supported me. I'm an actress. I love theater. And I love to thank Auntie Simone all the time. I'd never forget it. I saw her one day on Regent Street. And I was in a very abusive relationship. And she saw me and she said, you should come to theater, come back to theater, because I loved doing this since I was a kid. And I came there and I get to be something else. And I have my friend Mosa. She's always there for me, always with a kind word. And people, you need people who are going to support you. I have a barrier that would never be broken down. I don't trust people. I am an abuser of alcohol because of certain things. And I'm not ashamed to say it anymore because I want to rebel. And I want to come out. And I want to tell you, if you have children, make sure you can afford to take care of them. And not to just give them away. Because they're not just a blessing. But you need to be also a blessing in their life. I really don't know how else to put it, but I'm grateful that I'm still here. Thank you.